Hi, my name is Perry. This is my wife Stephanie. We've been married for 15 years. I found myself in a season struggling with anxiety. I was down to pretty much my last hope. I went to the doctor and he prescribed me some medication, and I don't know if that was going to be the right thing for me, but I tried it for a little bit, and I had my wife in my corner the whole time praying, wanted me to come to church, and I have in the past, and I did enjoy it, but I just felt like, okay, this is it. I can't do this medication thing. I have to do something to, rid myself of this anxiety. And we came in on a Sunday, and I was feeling pretty down that day, just gut wrenching, just that ickiness that you have on you. And I came in, and we were standing there, and I just broke down. And then that's when we walked up to one of the prayer partners, and I even broke down even more, and she prayed with us, and it just felt like something was lifted off me. The knot in my stomach was gone, and it's just, I found something that has cured my problems. And it was great to have her in my corner, praying for me, wanting me to come. And I think she knew, that I needed to go, and it was just, I was at my breaking point where I couldn't take it anymore. And thank God that I did come. I came that day, and everything has definitely changed since then.
Yes. During that time in that season of his life, with the anxiety, it was just so hard on him. I continued to pray during that time for him, and just for his salvation, for him to get through all of this. I always continued to pray for Perry, even before he came to church, and I was up at the altar every Sunday praying for his salvation. And I learned that I had to kind of step out of God's way, and it was to let God do the work. There was nothing that I could do at that point. I know God had to step in, and God had to change his heart. I knew how low he was at that point. I mean, to get him to come to church that day was a struggle. I knew how vulnerable he was at that time, and just prayed that God would just be there with him, And I didn't think he was going to give his life to Christ that day. And so when the opportunity presented itself, I think I gave him a little tap on the back, just like, I know, come on, just a little wife tap. And I think he knew what that meant, like, okay, are you, and I think I looked to you and asked you if you were ready.
It was time to go.
It was time.
Time to go. I feel life is different now. Starting to build that relationship with God, with Jesus. It feels more like we have more of a common goal. Yeah, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Knowing that God's in control, it's going to be in God's timing. And as much as we think we have control, maybe just step back and let God do his thing, because it's in God's timing and God's perfect plan.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Yes.
It was his plan, but he used her for his plan. And yeah, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have had my problem solved without her with his plan.